Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for staying tuned with me. I'm going to talk about the power of being vulnerable. Now, the reason why I've decided to talk about this is because every day is an opportunity that I've taken to learn about myself, about my environment, and about who I'm actually becoming. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it's actually a strength. Vulnerability is being able to own where you are at the moment, but not being defined by where you are, looking towards a beautiful, bright future. I know in this season, some of us are waiting for certain things to happen. I know for me, I've got quite a lot of things I'm looking forward to. But I believe that when we are honest about where we are, it will then enable us to get to the next level. Now, the way I see vulnerability is in three parts. The first part is being vulnerable with God. I don't know about you, but there tends to be a debate on God already knows what I'm going through, so why do I need to tell him? I honestly understand that. The reason why I believe we need to tell God what we go through is because God already knows what we are going through. Even before you open your mouth, he knows. That should give us the reassurance to know that as we are opening up and being honest and vulnerable with God, he will give us the answers in due course. As you wake up in the morning, you are the only one in your room, but God is also present with you. I'm not sure what you do every morning, whether it's your daily devotional, prayers, your phone, etc. It really is up to you. But the way you start your day is very important. God is the first person that needs to know about your life. Why? Because he gave you life. God is the first person I run to when I'm in trouble. If I feel that there's no one around, I know that I can call upon him. His word gives me reassurance to know that I'm not alone. Because when he said in his word that when we are betrayed, we should trust in him, that is reassurance, and he's actually attracting us. He's drawing us to say, look, my child, my daughter, my son, talk to me. I actually understand what you need. I understand what you're going through. Secondly, be vulnerable to yourself. And look at yourself in the mirror and ask, am I happy? This is something that we don't always tend to do right, because there are times where we can be critical on ourselves. We can be quite hard. We think, I haven't achieved much and I'm 25 years of age and I'm still working in retail. Or I'm 30 years of age and I still haven't passed my driving test. There's all these pressures of the world that come upon us, and we think because we haven't hit a certain level at a certain age, then we think we're not good enough. You have to own where you are right now and don't think of it as a negative thing. What do you like about yourself? What don't you like about yourself? And what are you willing to do to improve? It's not enough for you to just be so critical about yourself and not make changes. It's easier said than done. You may be tempted to look at someone else's life and think they have it all together. But remember, people only show you what they want you to see. They will never show you everything if they don't feel led to. For me personally, when it comes to sharing my vulnerabilities, which moves me on to my third point, it's about having the right people at the right time who can actually empathize with you and encourage you along the way. And I'm talking about consistent vulnerability with people. Not when you tell a friend something and you don't hear from them. Now, I'm not saying that people are not going through things, because I'm sure we are all going through things. But in a season of sensitivity and desperation, you want to vent out everything you're going through, and you want that person to understand you. I believe it's so good to be vulnerable with your friends, and not just anybody, but with authentic, quality friends. There's a difference between sisters and friends, associates and comrades. It's very important to be able to identify them at the early stages. Being vulnerable, as I stated before, is not a sign of weakness at all. It's actually a strength. You're saying to yourself, I feel trapped at the moment. I'm not really happy with where I am. I feel nervous, but I'm willing to own it and work on it. In other words, you are owning your circumstances and you are not allowing your circumstances to own you. You don't let that situation to make you indecisive. You allow it to push you forward, enabling you to grow. And remember, in your season of vulnerability, you are also growing in strength and in character. How amazing is that? Working on yourself, being honest about where you are. Before you even meet someone, you also need to be whole. And this is not just in relationships, it's also in friendships. Building those authentic friendships, building those authentic relationships. When you start afresh with someone, you are able to see that you're not putting the pressure on them, the strain on them, that you've actually healed from your past and you said, I feel good about myself because it's not just about me. When you get to know someone, you have to take into account that they also have a past. And they at some point will probably be vulnerable with you and say, this is what I went through. But if you're not able to manage your emotions and control the way you feel in the process of being vulnerable, how are you going to benefit the other person? And how is the other person going to benefit from you? If you're someone that's always pouring out to people, telling them your problems, telling them your needs, and the person's listening but they're not being vulnerable back with you, you might feel a bit somehow. It seems like this person's enjoying life. It seems like everything is going well. And a lot of people will say that. They'll say, everything's good by the grace of God. Yeah, everything's good. But deep down, they want to cry. I've had days where I've cried. And when I say when I've cried, I have actually enjoyed it. Not from a place of sorrow, but from a place of strength. Your tears are not in vain. When you want to be vulnerable, if you need to cry as well, do it. It is all a part of the healing process. More importantly, you own your vulnerability, so no one can attack what they do not know. You are obliged to tell people a certain degree to what you're going through. Unless you feel comfortable telling your friends everything, because I believe there has to be balance in life. When I know I'm feeling really down or I feel like my mind is just spinning 360, and that's when I know I need a friend. And it's just not a friend, it's a sister. Or my sisters, should I say. People that can cry with you, people that can pray with you, people that will genuinely check up on you in your vulnerable season. You may never know when someone is vulnerable until you ask them, are they okay? Those 3 words, are you okay, speak so much volumes to people. You might be tempted to find closure and appreciation on social media, but the minute you go on, bam, you're already attacked by someone else's success. So you put yourself in a corner and you think you're not worthy. And then you start to complain. Is your identity in social media or is it in me? Do you know who I am? Do you know what I can do for you in your vulnerable state? Are you making time for me? Your strength is built not only in your vulnerability, but in your dependency in God. He knows what is going to trigger you. He knows what can't trigger you. It's very important that we are able to hone what we go through, but not allow it to define us. No matter what the world is doing out there, that shouldn't be our focus. Your vulnerability should enable you to grow even more and inspire other people to grow also. That when people see your life, they can say, wow, Esther went through this, my brother went through this, my sister went through that, and look where they are today. And remember, life is a journey, not a competition. You are not in competition with anybody. And if that is what is triggering you right now, learn to love who you are and where you are. Don't rush the season. It's not saying, okay, well, I want this and I want that and I want to get to that level when I'm 30 and I want to get this house when I'm 40. Because even though you desire all these things, you have to also handle it. What we ask for, we are responsible for. You are responsible for your vulnerability, your character, your attitude, your lifestyle. There is power in being vulnerable. Don't think it's going to make you look smaller than other people, because it really won't. And I believe strong people are more transparent than those who pretend they have it all together. When people are honest with you, even without you asking, do you know how humbling that is? It could be me alone, but when you have a friend or someone that you don't really know or speak to as much, they see something about you and they can walk up to you and say, look, friend, sis, bro, I'm actually going through a hard time right now. Can you hear me out? And when you hear them and you listen to them, you actually understand you are not the only one going through things. And that is what should give you the reassurance and the confidence to know that can come up to you and see you as a light and say, wow, I'm going to trust Esther because I know that she went through this situation a few years ago. I actually like Esther because she actually portrays authenticity through her videos, through her books, etc. Let people see that in you. And when your gifts make room for you, that's where opportunities of vulnerability start to come in. However, it's not an opportunity for you to take advantage. When someone tells you something personal, pray for them. Remind them that they're not alone. Never underestimate these 3. They are the catalysts that will get you to the next level. What is the next level? It's really down to you. The next level could be for you to have a whole character change. The next level for you could be to get a job with a higher pay. The next level for you could be to buy a new house. The next level for you could be to even maintain and deepen your relationship with God. When you are vulnerable, it leads to opportunities of growth, of elevation, and of strength. Always be reminded that your vulnerability is not meant to break you. And no matter what season other people are in, it's okay because you are in your own season, flourishing and shining in your own way. Don't ever think that where you are is where you're going to be forever, because remember, your current circumstance is not your permanent circumstance. Vulnerability is opening doors that you can't even open by yourself. When you are honest about where you are, God will pour favor to you left, right, and center. You will start seeing yourself flourish and you will feel so content within and say, wow, I'm not where I want to be, but Jesus, you are bringing people my way to bless me. You are giving me strength to face the road ahead. I cannot see my way clear at the moment, but I know you have got me. And I am rest assured that you do. And he will always come through in ways that you can't even expect. Be encouraged. Your vulnerability is making room for you. Whether you see it or not, it really is. People may not be around right now, but when they see you rise, they'll say, wow, through her vulnerability, she was able to be honest. It's costly to be vulnerable, but it's also rewarding to be open and honest. People cannot relate to you if you can't be open with them. If you're quiet and reserved and you have trust issues or you think that people are out to attack me, how can you gain your breakthrough? Vulnerability takes time. I'm not saying you can open up to everyone straight away. I know that's for sure. But I believe that when you have at least one or two friends that you can be fully honest with, take off the makeup, take off the wig, take off everything and show them your flaws, you will see how much strength you will gain from that. And true friends will hold you up in prayer and encourage you and feed you with words of positivity. Because remember, as iron sharpens iron, so does a friend sharpen his friend. We are getting higher and higher each and every day of our lives, and we are owning where we are, because vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. So be encouraged and be rest assured that everything indeed is working for your good. So remember, the 3 components of vulnerability is being honest with God, yourself, and your friends. Take care and have a very wonderful day. Bye-bye.